Alright, I'm going to try a little experiment. This is pretty rusty. You can see that. This is 50% vinegar, and this is already cleaning up a little bit. And I smacked it with a hammer a bunch of times. It's still rusted solid. I'm going to see if this cleans up 100%. It's original made in USA vice grips. It was laying in water or some shit. Found it. I was like, they're mine. But let's see what happens to them. Let's see what happens. I bet you they clean up. Actually, that was in the trunk of my Sebring, and there must have been there was no rust on the bottom of the trunk, but there must have been a puddle of water in there or some crap someplace, because I got to replace the top. And I'm not going to leave them in the trunk anymore, but that was the only tool that was rusted like that. So anyway, let's see what happens. Well, I took the stuff out of the vinegar, and actually I had to use some PB Blaster and chip away the rust, but I got it working. And now I remember why I left this in the trunk, because it was missing a spring. But it's all loosened up. Put a spring on it. This works. That works. This came out clean. Vinegar does a pretty good job. The next thing I want to do, though, is I want to get this. You'll see that will come out nice and clean. See? So we'll get that cleaned up really good. So we'll go over it with the nylon wheel. It'll look like brand new again, and I'm going to hit it with some what do you call it? Just chemically clean it and take and spray some rust converter on it, and some silver paint. Should be all right, and I'll get a spring for it. But I'll clean these all up, and this stupid thing too. This was an extra lug nut I had for the car, but it must have had a little tiny puddle in there right where this was laying. Good thing the trunk didn't get rusted out, though. That was unfortunate. Well, I got it fixed pretty good. Actually, it'll work fine. I put a couple springs in there from ballpoint pens. It's probably just a little tight in here still, but it works. This screws down here. This will screw out, in and out. So, that's no problem. Works fine. So anyway, beats buying another one. The thing is, I don't like throwing nothing away. So this was cleaned up. This little bullshit was cleaned up. I'm going to keep this in the glove compartment of one of the cars. I have so many cars that I like to keep tools in all the cars, but it's a matter of how much room you have for all these tools. I always like keeping these vice grips though, because they're handy for all kinds of junk. But yeah, they work. So that was worth fixing. A little bit of vinegar. Just let it sit there for a while so it releases. This spring is a little tight in here still, but it still works. Though. Still works. So anyway, that's fixed, and go on to something else. But you do these type of things. I don't throw nothing away. Like I said, this might not be. I have other vice grips in here. Got vice grips in here. Yeah, there's some here. There's a lot more of them laying around other places, but I don't like throwing nothing away. I got them inside the house, so still a little bit of tight, but not too bad. Just leave a little penetrating oil on there still. So that's a fix. So if you think something's like a throwaway, just use a little you're better off not using too much of this junk. It's very good, but it's expensive. Vinegar is cheap. Just let it sit in there a long time. Hey, you throw it in there for like a month, you forget about it. I left it in there about a week, really loosened it up, got it working again. So cool, good to go.